Yo, what's up, my dudes? I'm back with another video. This time I'm gonna be doing something a bit different. I'm going to be talking about a movie that, in my opinion, fell flat. Um, and you might be wondering, well, what is the movie? Toy Story 4. Now you might be like, well, why did it fall flat? Well, this is the thing, is that Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 had not only comedy, but really darker story-ish elements. So, especially the third movie. So, going from how dark the third movie was to Toy Story 4, I was expecting them to go as dark as Toy Story 3. And this is the thing that kind of pissed me off, is that during Toy Story 4, there was a really dark moment that was really going to be really dark, and it ultimately fell flat. And what dark moment am I talking about? Well, the main antagonist wanted Woody's voice box for herself. So I'm thinking, okay, well, this is already kind of dark. So I think that if they actually take the voice box out of Woody and she takes it for herself, I think that would be really effing dark. And ultimately, that part of the plot doesn't really do anything. It just says that, oh, I'm gonna take the voice box out, blah blah blah, and it's not really something that dark, at least compared to the first three movies, especially the third movie. And the fact where that plot doesn't really go anywhere, or doesn't go further, or doesn't get any darker, to compare to those other movies, especially the third movie, where it showed Woody and the gang about to get killed, basically. And even Lotso, in a previous scene, which was some of the darkest for the entire series, Toy Story 4's story ultimately fell flat. Yes, there were some comedy moments like the others, but if you enjoyed those darker story elements similar to myself, and wanted them to go as dark as possible like the third movie especially did, it ultimately fell flat. And now where does this pop into play? Excuse me. Now, where does this pop into play for Toy Story 5? Well, this is the thing. Your boy usually has spoiled a bunch of stuff and all that, but I've only heard from friends what Toy Story 5 is gonna be like, and it sounds interesting enough. Like, oh, the technology actually goes in and just starts taking over everyone's lives and all that, and over, like, playing with toys, which is kind of accurate. I mean, I still play with, like, Legos and such, but it's kind of accurate, though. I mean, some people do get out of that habit of playing with toys and all that, and shift in favor of technology when they're older. Now, I have friends who do both. I do both. So it's kind of accurate. It's just not fully accurate because some people actually still do both. This doesn't matter how old they get. They still play with toys. Same with, a kid like TV shows. I still watch SpongeBob. I still watch, I still watch Max and Ruby. I'm not gonna lie, I still watch that show. But this is where the movie might fall flat for me once again, if it keeps those comedy elements, I don't mind, right? But I swear to God, if it doesn't go as dark as the third movie did, it's gonna fall flat all over again for me. And I hate to be that way, guys, but it's when you enjoy both of those aspects, the comedy and the dark moments, sacrificing one of those types of things only angers the person. That's what happened with me with Toy Story 4. I almost said Toy Story 5. Toy Story 4. And I hate to be this way, guys. Toy Story 4, you might be wondering, well, what is the ranking for that movie? It is the worst movie in the series because it took away most of the stuff that I loved about the series. And it's not even just the ending. It's not even just the ending of Woody leaving and all that. That's part of the reason why I don't like it, but the main reason is because it took away those other elements that I loved about the series. And if Toy Story 5 does this again, it will literally be on the bottom of the list, just like Toy Story 4. Because Toy Story 3 is still up there as one of my favorites, because it keeps the elements that I enjoyed. Oh boy. And a big example, I will go into another series, because I have been watching that series recently. Cars 2 has some of the darkest story elements and funny, it is some of the darkest story elements in the entire series. And I won't get into detail with what those are. I will leave like a photo and stuff like that and stuff, to show you guys what it actually is, because I'm not all that bad. I will show you guys. But Cars 3, as good as Cars 3 was, it still had, the comedy and stuff. It just, the story elements kind of fell flat for me. They weren't as dark as the second movie, which, again, if you're wondering which one Cars 3 goes into, probably the worst movie in the series again, because it fell flat for me. Even the first movie had darker story elements. And the comedy was still there in Cars 3. But again, if you're also looking for those darker story elements and compare it to the other two movies, it just falls flat, personally. And if they ever do a Cars 4, please, for the love of God, Disney-ish Enterprises, the actual devs, I think, please make it as dark as Toy Story 2. Please. And same with Toy Story 5. If it, back on topic, Toy Story 5, if it does not have those darker story elements, I will riot all over again. Or if it at least as dark as Toy Story 3, I will riot all over again, guys. Like, it just, because it falls flat, you know? But that's going to be it. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, that is the main reason why Toy Story 4 fell flat for me. It just, you know, it didn't live up to its predecessors, you know? But yeah, until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I might upload more Shantae and Shantae Half Genie Hero, on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. But peace out.